So we are currently hiking through the brush to see if we can get down to the water and see the extremely rugged coastline of the Lost Coast here. Looks like we should be able to. I'm gonna finish getting down the hillside here if I don't bust my butt doing it. And check this area out. It looks pretty cool. And we're on low tide right now, so.
We began our adventure north of Rockport along Maddle Road at the heart of California's Lost Coast Highway, popularly known as the 101, which cuts inland for 75 miles. This 75-mile stretch is one of the most undeveloped coastlines in the United States. The rugged terrain and steep elevation make the area too difficult to build a highway. Without highways, the Lost Coast is quiet and relatively unpopulated, hence its name. But this land wasn't always unpopulated. The area was originally home to the native Sinkyone and Mattole people before logging and the gold rush brought new settlers. Eventually, these industries declined and the settlers left. Today, the Lost Coast includes a few small coastal towns and farmland. The King Range National Conservation Area protects much of the Lost Coast shoreline. After driving for a while, we arrived in Ferndale, California, the gateway to the Lost Coast. This small town is quaint, filled with Victorian homes. As you drive through the streets, you'll feel transported back to another era. Spend a few minutes driving through the residential streets to gawk at the beautifully crafted homes. Life seems simpler driving through the streets of Ferndale. Stop to walk around downtown and check out the small shops and restaurants.
After driving east for a few hours, we found ourselves right on the border of Shasta Trinity National Forest and the Six Rivers National Forest, and we decided to venture into this area and see if we could find camp for the night.
checking banner.
After a short drive through the forest, we found ourselves coming up the hillside to what looked like a very promising camp. The dogs were getting hungry, and we were getting tired ourselves, so we decided to call this place home for the night and enjoy the evening together.
Picket Peak Lookout is located on South Fork Mountain between the settlements of Ruth and Forest Glen. This tower has served as a lookout since at least 1922. The 60-foot steel tower was reported to have collapsed after a winter storm in 1933. Today's current structure is a National Plan CL 100 13x13 cabin on a 55-foot K-brace steel tower built in 1965.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Bluebird Overland. Today we are out in Six Rivers National Forest out here in Northern California. It looks a little different today because I am riding in the passenger seat and Lisa's driving today. The plan for today is that we are just going to head off into the trail here and see what we can find as we're slowly making our way east back into Nevada and out of California. But don't really have any plans, just kind of going out and seeing what we can find. We got a burnt forest and a lot of green here as well. So might be interesting. Come along with us. Gonna be a good day.
Well, we decided to stop and have lunch with this beautiful view over here. I'm having Tillamook with granola for lunch. Can't come to the Pacific Northwest and not have Tillamook. We need Tillamook back in the Midwest also. If you hear this Tillamook, bring it to the Midwest as well. But for now, we're just gonna enjoy lunch for a little bit and take in this incredible view. Most of the valley is burned from a previous fire, but it is still beautiful and there is a lot of green beginning to grow back. So check it out.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
Well guys, we found camp in a pretty decent spot. As you can see over my shoulder, we have somewhat of a view happening and a pretty decent sunset setting over the range as well. We were looking for a camp that was a little bit higher elevation because the temperatures are getting into the 80s and 90s down in lower elevation, and I am not one to camp in that type of heat. But we found this, and I'm gonna say it's gonna work pretty well because we're kind of tucked away from wind. If wind was to come through the valley, right now there's none, so that is kind of nice. But way out this way through the trees, you can see the billow of smoke from one of the fires that is happening. I believe it's going to be the one that's near Chico or closest to Chico, California, because that is the nearest town that we are close to at the moment. But overall, I think this campsite is going to work. I'm going to show you guys around camp a little bit, and we are going to end the video here at this camp Tomorrow we are going to be heading back down towards Sacramento and back into Southern California a little bit. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. It has been so much fun coming out here. Forest has been burnt, but there is a lot of green growing back out here, and this is a very, very beautiful area to be exploring. So thank you again, and we will catch you guys on the next adventure. Bye-bye.